Fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News. I am going live tonight. This is a spontaneous live. I'm like, why not? Let's go live for you people. I've been posting out content. I don't think I do enough live content to talk and reach out to everybody. So here I am. I will let the chat load, let it load, and we know what the question is. And I will make a poll as we wait. How about that? And the question is, guys, is and if Alexander Usyk fights, okay, will he be ready? That's the $1,000,000 question. Will he be ready? Because it's one thing to prepare for something and then it doesn't happen. Then it's another thing to prepare for something, then it appears like it doesn't happen. Then you hear it happens or it's happening, and then you don't hear it's happening. Thunder's production. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. And then it may happen again. So it's a mental thing that I think is a very big challenge for AJ. I think AJ has to know who he's fighting. I think AJ has to be consistent on what's going on, because if not, I think he will be in trouble. I don't know if YouTube's been tripping lately, man. I don't know what's been going on with them. They haven't been sending out notifications. I'll have 4 come on, then 6 come on, then nobody, then I'm like, okay, and this is reflecting our community. Our community is thousands of strong, right? So I know a lot of people asleep because a lot of you guys in the UK, but after all, if you're nocturnal like I am some of the time, you should be up, and I don't get notifications for a lot of the stuff that I supposed to get. So I don't know. Maybe they're overflowing or overflooding their servers. They may need to reset, so let me make a poll. Okay, so the poll is seconds from being... Okay, cool. There we go. So the question is Anthony Joshua really ready for that? And there's a lot of questions you ask around that. Is Eddie Hearn ready for Anthony Joshua to take that next step? Because if Joshua loses again, it's going to affect everything. It already affected the sport of boxing just by him losing. See, when AJ lost, a lot of people lost a lot of money and a lot of fights that could be ours. See, if Anthony Joshua would have beat Alexander Usyk, do you understand? Dillian White would have still been waiting for his opportunity. Okay? Cordoso family, hi from Brazil. Haha, tudo bem? But listen, I think Eddie Hearn doesn't want this fight to take place. I don't think that he's ready. And I think that Eddie Hearn's splendid with drawing the line in the sand, making a deadline, because Anthony Joshua is going to be that person that suffers. And if he suffers, the money suffers, and heavyweight boxing suffers. See, Tyson Fury, you guys have to understand, he's pissed off that he's fighting Dillian White. He's pissed off because Dillian White is not the type of fight that Tyson Fury wanted. Tyson Fury's the kind of guy that he's going, if it's either all or nothing, not half or nothing. See, for Tyson Fury fighting someone like Dillian White, it's a risk that's not really worth the reward. Let's hit that like button. If we got 9 people in here, 12 people in here, let's hit the like button. That may activate YouTube to start kicking up their algorithms, to start doing what they're supposed to do. And I think Tyson Fury is a guy definitely that wants to put it all on the table. And he knows fighting Anthony Joshua is worth the money. Do you see how happy he got when he called Prince Khalid, right? And then he was all like, I just got off the phone with Prince Khalid, and it has confirmed the money's there, so I am announcing the Tyson Fury versus AJ in Saudi Arabia, baby! Remember that? And then the very next day, arbitration time. The decision is in, and it doesn't look good. You have to fight Deontay Wilder one more again. That's right. It's still a 60-40 fight with Usyk over AJ. Well, what Usyk are we going to expect to see? I mean, because this is a theoretical question. This is the question I'm asking, and it's theoretical because it's like, okay, like will Usyk be ready for that? I mean, can he switch off of what he's been through lately to go train, to be prepared mentally, emotionally for a guy that's determined to beat him? See, we know that Anthony Joshua is better in rematches. We've seen that. Anthony Joshua, he goes right back. If he loses, and this is one thing that I really admire about AJ, and you have to respect, when that guy loses, he's going back underground and he's going to try to fine-tune what he felt was the problem. The only problem with AJ this time, I don't think he really knew. I think he just was all over the place. I don't think he had a game plan. I don't think his people had a game plan. I don't think, no one knew what to really do with a guy like Usyk. They just knew he was a tough guy that they could have avoided. They could have avoided Alexander Usyk. They could have went somewhere else and fought someone else. They could have done that. Easy. All he had to do, all that had to happen, okay, and it was jacked up, and it really is Tyson Fury's fault. It's Team Fury's fault that AJ's fighting Usyk. Why? Because Tyson Fury took his time. And if Tyson Fury was going to fight AJ and they were going to allow that to happen, that meant Alexander Usyk was going to set to face Joe Joyce. You guys remember that, right? Because the WBO was allowing that step aside, right? And then Usyk was then in return to fight for another eliminator after you're already earning the right to fight Anthony Joshua. You guys do remember that, right? Okay? Some people got short attention spans, short memory when it comes to this shit. I don't. I remember all of it. It's a lot to put in. This sounds like a fucking soap opera, but that's what happened. The WBO Mendoza was like, hey, you know something? We're going to allow this biggest heavyweight fight in the last probably 20 years to take place for all four belts. Saudi Arabia, all the money, all the marbles. And we're going to allow this, and we're going to make Alexander Usyk fight Joe Joyce. And then remember, Team Usyk wanted like 97% of the purse and give like Joe Joyce like 6 some odd percent. You guys remember that? I mean, I'm not the only one that can remember that. I mean, that is exactly what happened. So they were going to give that a pass and kick Usyk to the side and let Usyk stay busy by fighting Joe Joyce. Something he's already really practically did and conquered. Okay, he already beat Joe Joyce, a younger Joe Joyce. A lot of people would argue a less experienced Joe Joyce, but, I see the same dude. Come at you, throwing everything you got. He's going to take everything you got. That's Joe, the Juggernaut Joyce. Triple J in the house, people. That's him. And they were going to get those guys to fight each other and call it a final eliminator. And then you had Dillian White thinking about taking like a tune-up fight. Remember that? He was taking a tune-up fight. And it wasn't Otto Vailene yet. It was Jermaine Franklin, a guy out of St. Louis that I never heard of. I never heard of Jermaine Franklin. Okay, so then I was pissed off about that because what's-a-face called him out from the same area, East Illinois, Charles Martin. And you know what happened to Charles Martin to Ortiz, but Charles Martin was making a good account of himself. At least we knew who he was. He was a former champion. I don't care for how long. He was still a champion at some point in time, right? Hell, he was good enough to fight AJ in Britain. Why not? Dillian White. You see what I'm saying? But but that's what was happening. Everybody was lining up to do something. Okay, so that fight was a go. That fight was a go. So, it's like basically Tyson Fury shot himself in the own foot. But saying all that to say this, that's water under the bridge because Tyson beat Wilder, Usyk beat Joshua. Okay, that's been done. Anthony Joshua exercised the rematch clause, him being him, AJ being AJ. AJ all day. And then he started training for the sucker. That's what he's been doing. Honestly, I think he slacked off, and I think he was on that juice, or I think he either was on the juice, and when I mean juice, I mean sauce. Okay? I mean sauce. I think he was lit a little bit when he had that interview with Michelle Joy Phelps, right? I think he was on the sauce, No, I don't think Anthony Joshua is ready for Usyk. Unbox with Liam. Okay. He doesn't think so. But I think it's a little even due to trauma. You don't know what Usyk has seen. Okay, let's be real. We don't know what Usyk's seen thus far. They've been fighting for 3 or 4 weeks. We've heard Vitali say, "Hey, I've killed 5 or 6 Russians since then." Okay, in the invasion. So he's got rid of a lot of them. So I don't know what Usyk's doing. Usyk might be the next Silver Fox or something. He may be we don't know. We don't know what this man has seen. Let's hit that like button. You guys come in. There's 40 people in here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Sean Mangan, Counterpunch. Greetings from Ireland. Counterpunch to you. Let's hit that like button. Doesn't cost a thing. Amok PvP, where you been, man? Counterpunch to you. Good to see you. Good to see you on here, man. It's good to see you on here. But no, I think that this shit may be a little even. Let me check the community. So we have 78 votes. Okay, so we have 78 votes. And we have 44 people on here. So let's see. Let's see what we have. Because I think that Usyk, honestly, is a guy that at this point, I don't think Joshua should fight Usyk. And I'm not saying that because I just think he's going to lose. I'm saying that is because I don't see Joshua, a guy wanting to fight a guy that may be compromised. Smells like OTR. No, he's in war right now. He's still in war. I've got Anthony Joshua by controversial split decision. I think it's going to be a total different fight this time. Good work, Kurt. Love your channel. Trilla. Counterpunch to you, man. Appreciate it. Michael Zeno. Love your videos. I am a student in the Ukraine, but came back to my country because of the war. Michael Zeno, man, I salute you. Counterpunch to you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hey, check out the shirt, right? I've been wearing it all day. I am very feel, right? Usyk will see Joshua as a Russian soldier, and Usyk will unleash hell. I don't know, man. Maybe. But I don't know if that's a good thing for Usyk. See, I just don't see how Usyk can come into a fight and be 100%. I just don't see it. I don't see how this could help. I just don't see how this is the appropriate time for Usyk. You know what I mean? It would be different if he was never there, but he's suited up. He's seen people carried in with probably missing limbs, dead bodies. Everybody's seen the story of the poor Ukrainian lady with the baby that died with the baby in her, you know what I'm saying? And the baby died. Man, like that type of shit you don't forget, especially if you've seen this up close and personal. It's hard to process. You know what I mean? A boxer has his own mental struggles and difficulties and fears and goals and concerns and all this, but then a soldier has a lot more to process. But then when you take both of them and you squeeze them together, and it's like, what the fuck are you really going to have? Amok PvP with that super chat, just showing some love. Also, when is Baby Miller going to fight again, and where would he fit in the picture now? Big Baby Miller, he needs to fight someone like Chris Arreola if he can get a fight with Chris Arreola. I think that would be good. I think he could fight Chris Arreola. I don't think Andy Ruiz would fight him. I think maybe Michael Hunter. That would be a good fight for Big Baby Miller. Darius Walk. I don't know if he even fought Walk. I know he fought Dunapas. Who else is there? Throw his ass in there with Hergovic. Why not? Throw him in there with Hergovic. You know, because Big Baby really, man, I feel bad for Big Baby because it's like, dude, you had like you had everything that like that Andy Ruiz got and maybe received, Jarrell Miller probably would have had. Because if everything about Anthony Joshua was true, if his ass was concussed and he was injured or damaged or whatever, had some type of head injury due to a punch that he took from Joey DeWaco in sparring, chances are he would have probably got hit with something in that fight. Let's be real. Joshua got sloppy against Andy Ruiz after dropping him, right? Fair enough. What did he do after that? He was sloppy and he was overcommitting the shots that Andy Ruiz wasn't as hurt as he thought that he was hurt. And he caught him with a counter. And that's all it took. A punch to the side of the head caused this man to just clam up, all together, right? So he clammed up all together, and it was like, okay, what makes you think that Jarrell Miller, that wouldn't have happened to Jarrell Miller? You know, so let's see. Push the like button, support our brother Kurt. Michael Hernandez. Counterpunch to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. He's a high risk, super low reward. Well, I think at the end of the day, Jarrell Miller, though, Jarrell Miller is a guy that I don't know how good he really is. I don't know how good he is now. I don't know if he's been training at all. I don't know if he's off the juice. I don't know if he's off the sauce. I don't know anything really about Jarrell Miller. All I know, he's still an undefeated fighter. He can still talk a lot of shit. He can still sell himself. That's all I know. But does he have the security? Does promoters have the faith in him? Is Serafina going to pick him back up and say, guess what? We want you back. We want to promote you. We hear you're clean. We hear you're good. We hear you're not doing the bullshit. Let's see what happens. So, I don't really know if that's going to be something for Jarrell Miller. But if I was just going to put somebody in the ring with him, Hergovic would be somebody. Joe Joyce is too high on the hog at this point. Danny Dubois too. Man, I really don't know who else. Jarrell and Jared Anderson, Big Baby versus Big Baby. That's the only thing that I can think of. But will they want, you know, Anderson? Will they want the other Big Baby to take him on? You know, AJ versus Usyk reminds me the first Joe Louis versus Billy Conn without the 13th round. No audio. Okay, can you guys hear me? I think Frank Sanchez will be anybody's threat. The Cuban can box. Yeah, Frank Sanchez, but see, here's the thing. Frank, Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, all those guys, I think they're too high on the hog. You know who he could fight? It just hit me. Jarrell Miller could fight Efe Ajagba. Efe Ajagba, he could fight Efe Ajagba. Why? Because Efe Ajagba needs something to prove. If he could get there and they put Jarrell Miller in there, that would be a make him or break him fight. If Efe loses to Big Baby Miller, Big Baby could share that victory with Frank Sanchez. Okay, let's hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. We need more people in here. I know people are up. I know it says that we're live, but the notifications are not going out to where they need to be. Cool. All right, George Baker, Amok PvP. Cool. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Andy Wilson, greetings from London, England. Hope you enjoy Wembley. Next month, Kurt, should be a great atmosphere. Oh, I will. Listen, let me tell you something. I went to a Mavericks game yesterday in Dallas, and I don't really watch basketball in particularly, but I love live stuff. So it just planted a seed for me to do more stuff live. I don't care if I have to go live and bring my equipment and get me a ticket or whatever. I'm going to dedicate myself to do more live. I used to send a guy out, a friend of mine, send him out to those things because I don't want to miss the interaction with you guys watching it right on one-on-one, you know, but then again, who knows, you know, who knows if that's what it is. You know, I don't know if watching it live versus watching it live or going live, you know, suffices. But I think that I'm going to do that at some point. Get in the stage, get in the stadium, watch one of these huge fights. You know what I mean? Probably in the UK all day, baby. You know? And but no. I think that Anthony Joshua and I think that Jarrell Miller are two guys. Now, what if Anthony Joshua loses? Those are fights that Anthony Joshua could fight, but if he's not ready for Usyk. I just don't see people. I don't see Joshua fighting Usyk and Usyk being 100%. Because see, what happens if because I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, and I'm not trying to make a cushion or a pacify anybody's victory, but I gotta keep it real. If Joshua goes out there and beats Usyk, okay, I don't expect Usyk, first of all, to say anything about anything. I think he'll just be the kind of guy like, I lost, that's it. He may retire just like Alexander Volsnik did when he got beaten by Artur Beterbiev in a real good fight. If you guys haven't seen that fight, Beterbiev versus Volsnik was a very good fight. Very good fight. You've seen knockdowns, you've seen explosions, you've seen exchanges, you've seen a hell of a fight. You know? But I can't fail to think that like Usyk's coming in there. I just don't see Usyk coming in there fresh. I don't see him coming in fresh. I don't see him coming in with his mind right. I think his mind will be in his country. His mind will be in the trenches. His mind will be down in those cellars and those basements and those places that they're hiding people, because you don't know what his job is being a soldier, because as a soldier, you don't display and tell what you do. That's your objective. Your objectives are top secret. Okay? They're top secret. So, you know, those things are probably running through your head and you're trying to, you know, figure this big fucking massive Anthony Joshua out, and he's sitting there trying to figure you out, and he's going to your body because you know AJ's going to go to the body now because Fernandez told him, go to the body, AJ, right? And he went to the body. So when he went to the body, he was scoring, and that slowed Usyk down just a bit. Okay, so yeah, I think JJ will fine-tune that. I think he will do more of that. I think he will exploit that. You know what I mean? And AJ's a good body puncher. He's a very good punch placement type of fighter. This time, Tasty Gravy. This time AJ needs to go for clear win via KO or stoppage. Okay. Let's see. I think AJ should go for it. But here's the problem with that. And here's the danger, Tasty Gravy. When? Let's say it gets in the later rounds. I don't want Anthony Joshua trying to punch himself out, trying to go for the KO, and he runs out of gas. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Anthony Joshua, right? Do you think Anthony Joshua was hurt bad in the 12th round, or was he fatigued? Can you guys tell me what that is? Do you think he was hurt, or do you think he was fatigued? Tired, mentally hurt. Okay, give me more. Give me more. Okay, so we got tired. We got mentally hurt. Yes, gassed, hurt. His eyes were puffy, fatigued. Yes, his eyes were puffy. He took some punches. I mean, shit, so was Usyk, but Usyk wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't, oh, Chantal, te quiero mucho, mi amor. But do you guys think, honestly, that AJ was tired, or was he hurt? Which one? Punch drunk. Okay. AJ slow for his opponent. He was stunned from the first combos. Just gas. Slotello. What's up, brother? Counter punch to you. Joshua needs a KO by 7 if he is going to go that route. Okay. I think he's confused, fatigued. His eyes were puffy, gassed. Yes. Okay. Tired, gassed. AJ too slow for Usyk. Okay. You know, so like, all right. Could it be both? I mean, could this be a situation where he was more tired than hurt? So when he was, do you think he was hurt from the bees that he was taking from this bee that was floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee? The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Bars. Right? Now, I think he was caught with punches, but I think Usyk mentally tires you out. Not to say he didn't take good shots, because he took some very good shots from Usyk. Hi, mate. AJ should fight Wilder. Wilder will end his career. Okay. I mean, I think he should fight Wilder anyway. I think he should fight Wilder anyway. I mean, you know, 3 words you hate from Wilder: silence is golden. Hey, Nico. Yeah. I mean, because I don't think that helped him. Because what was left was rage. And I think Wilder had rage, and I don't think he had peace. Facebook, salute to you, brother. He was almost out of there, but I think Usyk took it easy on him. I think he took his foot off the gas, honestly. He could have kept throwing those bombs. He could have went right to the body on Joshua, just back. You know? So I think at the end of the day, I think what's going on with AJ, man, I think he was tired. So again, if we can agree that this man was tired or a little hurt, or fuck it, both, we knew he was tired, right? So if we knew he was tired, the last thing he wants to do is go out like Jermaine Taylor. What happened to Jermaine Taylor and Carl Froch? Did you guys see that fight? Need to work on his footwork. Too flat-footed for Usyk. I mean, shit. He's not going to get better than Usyk with his footwork, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just like expecting Canelo to get better with his foot, better than Floyd Mayweather with his footwork, or Edis Landilada. He's not going to get better. He's just his own fighter. And I think that's the problem. See, the problem, people are talking about footwork and all this shit, but fail to realize Joshua was really just trying to box or outbox the guy that's a better boxer. You can't do that and expect to win a fight. Joshua needed to do what Joshua needed to do. Okay? And what he did not work. Like I told people. See, that lines right up with the fact that, hey, If Joshua tries to box, or should I say outbox, Usyk, he will lose. I said that in my breakdown before the fight. I said that during the fight. I'm saying that now after the fight. If he goes in there and tries to figure out Usyk's going to mop the floor with him. Because he's seen that too many times in the amateurs, too many times for bigger fighters. He knew somebody like that. Look, why do you think Usyk thought he could beat AJ so bad? Do you know why? Because he knew AJ was like a younger version of Vladimir Klitschko. He knew Vladimir Klitschko. He knew he was kind of tentative. He knew what to do with Vlad. That's why Vlad kicked his ass out of his media workout, because he did not like and want to look bad. Counterpunch. AJ carrying too much muscle to have speed. AJ is too much muscle for endurance. If he's not hitting his opponent, he's gassing out. That's true. It's almost like jumping rope. If you guys ever know about jumping rope, what gasses you is missing that step, not the actual jumping over the rope. You're jumping over the rope, just doing the motions. But once you fuck up, it's like throwing a punch and missing a punch. That takes a lot out of you. So, right on. I do agree with you. Definitely, 100%. He just called Wilder out. Check Wilder's response to the call out. Okay. All right. That's good enough. That's something I could check out before I go in and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Usyk fought smarter. At the end of the round, big, bad, muscular AJ didn't have enough. Okay. So again, did you guys see Taylor taking on Carl Froch? Did you see Taylor and Carl Froch? Well, JP Morrison would love to see Wilder AJ. I would too. Fuck Joe Joyce. Fuck Otto Vailene. Fuck old ass Ortiz too. Okay? I love Ortiz, but fuck him. I mean, I don't want to see those fights. Give us something that we want to see. We've seen Fury, Wilder too many times. We've seen Joshua Ruiz. We've seen Joshua Pulev. We've seen Joshua Usyk. Okay. Let's see a fight that we needed to see 4 fucking years ago. Let's see it. Let's see it right now. Let's see that shit in June. Mega fight. Let's see Wilder. Yomi Dayo. Inbox me what they say, please, on Instagram. Send it to me on the gram. Tasty Gravy. We'll see a more polished version of Usyk for sure. He's comfortable in the heavyweight division now, so AJ needs to clean him out for good this time. Okay. All right. See, the only way I see Usyk. Now, here's the thing. Usyk can come in, and let's say he beats AJ for the second time, and he beats him bad. People will love Usyk. They will love him. Why? Because his country's being toppled. His country's being bullied. His country's being invaded. Ukraine is getting fucked up right now. And him doing that, it would be an omen, a representation of his country. You know what I mean? It would be a sound. It would be a voice for his country. It would be an action, a movement, a demonstration of how he feels about what's going on in his country. And he's channeling it through the art of boxing. That sounds fucking great. And it could happen. But understand, this is real life, right? This is real life. And he is fighting somebody that's been in the ring with him before, that knows this is a tricky motherfucker, so I have to be careful, right? And I have an opportunity to fight him again. I'm bigger. I think I'm stronger. I know what I'm dealing with now. I know what he can do to me. But does he know how I can regroup and change up? I hear he can change up, so let me see him do it. That's what AJ's thinking, right? So what if AJ pulls it off and hurts him? I can't help but think maybe this man wasn't 100% anyway. But I mean, would that be an excuse if I said that? because I don't want to be that guy. Oh, you just hating on AJ. I'm like, well, AJ fought a guy that's country was toppled, and then he was in war in his country that was toppled at the same time. It was toppled. Think about it. Just think about what I'm saying. Could that be like, how good would that win be for AJ? Yeah, it would keep him in the spotlight. Yeah, it would mean that he would be like Lennox Lewis. He's beat everybody that beat him and everybody else. Okay. Because Lennox Lewis had 2 losses too, by the way. And everybody that he fought, he avenged the loss. So everyone that he's been in the ring with, he essentially beat. Right? We could say that, but then I don't want people to forget these type of conversations, because these type of conversations can be analyzed and spoken about. It's worth mentioning. All right? It's definitely worth mentioning. Would love to see Wilder AJ. Should AJ show up lighter for the rematch? Well, he shouldn't show up heavier. Let's put it that way, Facebook. Usyk didn't take it easy at all. Usyk was going for it at the end of the 12th when he had AJ on the ropes, but he just stopped because he realized he wasn't getting the stoppage. Slotello presents. That could be the case, but I don't know. Because see, he did lean across the ropes, and AJ kind of leaned on the ropes. Now AJ could have fell the fuck out the ring. That would have been bad. He could have done what my boy did. You know what I mean? What was it? Lee and damn, what was the guy's name? The Irish guy? Fury and his team are to blame for the fight between him and Joshua never being made. Yeah, that's true. Ben Adams. I'm a Usyk fan, but Wilder beats them all apart from Fury. Ooh, Ben Adams coming in with that dominant Deontay Wilder dominant supremacy. AJ needs to work on his clinching, period. To beat a smaller man, you need to make him the smaller man like Klitschko used to do. Grab and jab, jab and grab. Fight News Z. I don't know about that, because, see, Usyk knows, and a lot of those Ukrainian fighters, they know how to avoid clinches. They know how to elude clinches. See, AJ tried. And understand, if you're tired, and you're getting hit from a guy that's smaller, and you try to grab him, do you know what that means? That means you're releasing more energy, right? On top of you already being exhausted or getting tired. That drives you. That drains you. If you ever sparred and you hit a guy, bop, bop, and then he grabs you, it takes more out of you because you're trying to continue your combination. You're trying to continue your sequence. So if you're trying to get off and hit him while he has you, okay? And Usyk, we already seen, he's strong enough. Smallness don't have nothing to do with strength, people. That's a strong mother sucker right there. He shoved Joshua back, and Joshua like, shit, where'd this come from? The fucking ant? Yes, he was not allowed, and he's not going to do that. Lomachenko does the same thing. He spins out of whatever punt or whatever hand that's free. He spins the opposite direction to get out of that. That's what he does. AJ needs Canelo's counterpunching while being aggressive. He doesn't have that, though. He's not Canelo. And sometimes I see AJ emulating some Canelo shit, but he's not that guy. And he's a good combination fighter and all, but because see, AJ fights like Canelo and Mike Tyson. Some of the movements he does from Mike kind of dips under, gets himself low, and he's real tall as shit, but here's the problem. AJ is not Canelo, and AJ is not Mike Tyson. And in doing that and fighting like that, that's what caused him to get hit in a lot of punches. That's what cost him a fight with Andy Ruiz. Him trying to fight like emulate a smaller fighter. AJ 6'6", people. And I'm not shitting on AJ, okay? I just know AJ's doing that. You know why I know AJ's doing that? Because I used to do that shit. I'm 6'2", and I be damn, I'm trying to fight like Marco Antonio Barrera. It is not going to work for me the way I think it is. Because you're going down to the body and throwing all that, and you're just throwing body punches, and you're leaving all this exposed. I did that same shit. In the amateurs, I did that in sparring, and I need to be careful because taller guys, when you give up your height, you're fucking up. Okay? Canelo and Mike, they can get down there and slip under shots because they're 5'9", or Canelo's 5'8". They're shorter guys. They can get down low, and they're used to jabbing up. You know, and then getting back down low because a taller guy has to punch what? Downward. Okay? He has to punch downward, not straight. And what happens when you shadow box? If you're tall and you're 6'5", 6'6", 6'9", you're going to shadow box like this. You're not going to shadow box like this. That's not your strength level. Okay? That's not how you practice. That's not muscle memory right there. Okay? So that's what happens when you know, when you're fighting someone shorter. So you're punching downward, and they're getting lower. They're getting up, you know, and they're watching you. And they're constantly edging closer so they can get their shots off. But if you crouch down with them, you're giving up everything that you have to offer. You're giving up all your advantages. Okay? Being flat-footed isn't necessarily a flaw since you can generate more power into your punches that way. Facebook, you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. AJ ain't necessarily flat-footed, but he does need to throw punches when he is sitting down on them that he may need to be flat-footed to throw. He just has to throw them at certain times. So in other words, for example, if Usyk's going from, and that's the problem with Usyk, he's not going to just circle one way to let you hit him. He's going to go back. He's going to go forth. He's going to go back. He's going to go forth. He's going to go back. And then when you think you got him, you might throw a punch and he's back over here because he's trying to see what you're going to do. And he might counter just because he knew you missed that shot. And he's always in position doing this back and forth, doing this, right? To punch, to get off. So AJ hired James Ali Bashir. I don't know if he did. Okay. Gorgonruga. Send that to me because I didn't hear that. You know, that's good news to shoot out. You are so correct, bro. Nice analyst. Yomi Dayo, appreciate it. Send me that link to AJ Wilder so I can counterpunch it. I'll make a video out of it after this live stream. AJ turned up for a weightlifting competition. Yeah, Tony, he did go back to the basics. I don't know why he did that. I think shit didn't work for Wilder. It ain't gonna work for him. I'm just gonna say that, especially two people that can already punch and that can already hurt you. So if these guys can already hurt you, why the fuck are you lifting more weights? It's gonna make you stiffer and slower. Case closed. You said the same thing, Facebook. How did Usyk take it easy? Usyk was going for it at the end of the 12th. Realized that, okay. Usyk just realized he wasn't going to get the stoppage while only 10 seconds left, so he stopped. I don't know. I think Usyk put the stank on it. I think Usyk won that 12th round convincingly because he didn't know he was not in his hometown. He didn't get a knockdown. You know, you don't know what judges are scoring what. Let's be real. And I think he did that. Did I think he just went for the KO? I don't think he went for the KO. I think he just wanted to put the stank on that round because it was the last round to do anything for any reason. So why would you just not do it? Unload if you can. You know what I mean? But I tell you this, if he did not go for the KO, that's a scary thing because I would hate to see Usyk going for the KO. We've seen him knock people out like Tony Bellew. I mean, knock Spark out. Spark out. We've seen that shit. You know, and look, Bellew didn't know where he was at. He didn't know where he was like, yo, where the fuck am I? Let's hit that like button. How do you look bad like robotic? AJ didn't lay a glove on Usyk. AJ well overhyped over here. Wouldn't even be in the top 5 British heavyweight ever. Mark Redmond. You cannot say AJ didn't lay a hand or a glove on Usyk looking at Usyk's face. Okay? Mark, let me show you something, all right? I'm going to show you something. Just for you, Mark. All right. Just for you. Look at this. So AJ never put a hand on him. That's no glove that hit him. Okay, omit the headbutt. I think that was a headbutt, but look under his eyes. Look in his face. Okay. Look up under his other eye. Okay. But he didn't. You sure he didn't? Are you sure? I mean, are you sure? He didn't lay a glove on him though. Okay. If James Toney KO'd Michael Nunn, AJ can do it too. Don't know about that one. You don't know boxing. Wilder beats them all apart from Fury. Okay, Ben. Cool. He he's in the trenches with somebody. Ben's like, yeah, he will knock them all out. He said AJ's all cap. Anthony Joshua should fight more counterpunching style to counter Usyk's speed within timing, in my opinion. Well, timing beats speed, but I think Usyk has more than just speed. You know what I mean? AJ would still be a massive fight. Anthony Mandela Johnston is a big useless friendly bear. AJ was the greatest hype in history. Why aren't you asking if Usyk is ready? Usyk's mind is not in the right place. His country is being invaded by Russia, but you're here asking if AJ is ready. LOL. AJ has the most doubters in boxing today. Andre Gaudin. That's exactly what the fuck I've been saying. Maybe you just popped on here. But if you've seen the rest of this live stream, which you can't see how long I've been on here, that's not your fault, Andre. But I've been asking, how effective would Usyk be? Am I right or am I wrong? So can someone tell Andre what's been going on here? Counterpunch. So basically, it's asking if Usyk is ready for AJ. You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right, because I should be asking that question. That should be the question to ask. So you're right, Andre. You're absolutely right, because I only asked if AJ's ready is because AJ lost. But we should be. You're right. You're absolutely right. We should be talking about Alexander Usyk and his mental state. And in fact, just for you, Andre, I'm going to make a video just for you, Andre, and hashtag Andre in that mother sucker just for you. I promise I'll do it tomorrow. Is the day tomorrow? No, it's not. It's just 10 o'clock. My time. Central Standard Time. AJ should go to the body of Usyk. Usyk got dropped with a body shot against focus for this fight. That's a very good question. I'm going to make a video for that. And the question is, in the answer to that, I don't know. And I wouldn't think so. I'm just going to go out and say it. I wouldn't think so. You know what I mean? Would you like to see Du Bois versus... Why not? Even though I think Dubois needs to redeem himself. You know who I would like to see Dubois fight? Andy Ruiz. Why not? If AJ loses, he is still relevant with 3 losses. I don't know. Depends on how he gets those losses. If AJ has a fight, and I think people question AJ because of the type of fight that he fought with Usyk. I think if there would have been knockdowns, I think if it would have been excitement, I think if there would have been just some commitment or some sacrifice like Deontay Wilder did with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, he was dropping Wilder, but Wilder got up even though he was tired, he was battered, he was beaten, he looked defeated, right? But he did not quit until he was knocked out. People respect that shit, man. Do you think people looked any different at Fernando Vargas when Trinidad knocked him out in the 12th round? No. Fans were like, yo, Vija Mexico, right? That's what people were saying. And if AJ, and that's the thing, AJ was like, dude, you look tired, you look defeated, were you hurt? You didn't give us what you got. He just threw one shot and it was like, you know what I mean? Dude, you were either hurt, tired, or both. But one thing he did not do, he did not go out there and throw bombs And when you don't do that, people question your heart and they question the dog in you. Okay? Lennox Lewis didn't fight southpaws. He wouldn't probably struggle. He would probably struggle against Usyk as well. Well, one thing about Lennox Lewis, though, Lennox Lewis will grab you. He will lean on you. He will grab you by the. He used to do that shit too, where he used to cuff you and try to uppercut you. He did that shit a lot. So like Lewis had his own dirty tactics. Don't get it twisted. Usyk's promoter told Mike Coppinger to leave his fighter alone and stop spreading fake news. And I think it's safe to say Usyk isn't leaving Ukraine. Colossus Combat. I've already done a video about it. I'm going to drop that at midnight, for everybody to see. So that's going to be the first on tomorrow's new news with Counterpunch Boxing News. Hey, brother, love you show. Monty Reza, appreciate you, man. Klitschko had 3 losses when he fought Fury. Okay, so it's been said sometimes I want Wilder back. Nico the best. Me too. I miss Wilder. I miss the old Wilder. I miss to this day. To this day. I miss that Wilder. That's the Wilder I miss. Usyk seems more energetic. Wesley Gambill, counterpunch to you. What's up, brother? Lennox went through the European amateurs. He faced plenty of southpaws. Okay, there you go. Counterpunch. In the trenches, baby. Definitely keeps the distance. Usyk struggles in the clinch against Chisora. Well, Chisora's a brawler, so Chisora was going to beat the shit out of him because he knew what Chisora was going to do. So he's not dumb. Usyk's not stupid. Usyk knew, let me weather the storm and let me get my shots off when I have the advantage. And the advantage was not in the clinch. Okay? Hey, bro. Hi from Aussie. AJ with a new trainer would be his stamina improve. I'm not worried about AJ's punches. They definitely landed. I mean, we could only see the results on Usyk's face. Well, I mean, he threw them. He landed some. Just hope AJ's mentality is ready for the rematch. Look at Mike Tyson. He was small and beating big guys. True. AJ's upper body strength really slowed him down, but AJ can make adjustments and bounce back. Blaine Walker. I wouldn't even call that upper body strength. I would call that upper muscle that he packed on. I don't think that's a fucking strength. If anything, it's a weakness. Not upper body strength. It's the perception. You would think it's upper body strength, but really it's upper body hindrance. It's an upper body anchor. That upper body being bigger is not helping him. So it's not a strength at all. Guys, I jacked my foot up, man. I was coming from the game last night, going down the stairs and rolled my fucking ankle. And it's like, it was bad. It's better now. I put ice on it, but dude, it's terrible. AJ fights like James Toney. No, he does not. If Usyk beats AJ and Fury, would that put him in Muhammad Ali's out level? It would put him in the best of this era. So when you're talking about Muhammad Ali, man, it's very controversial. And a lot of people don't even like to compare people, from, okay, there we go. They don't like to compare people from different eras because they were different fighters. So how could you compare them? What was going on? What were the rules? You know what I mean? The rules were different. They went 15 rounds then. You had George Foreman. You had so many different guys. Sonny Liston, George Foreman, Ken Norton. And I mean, Ali fought them all. So it's not like, it's not like that. Okay. AJ's punch resistance is not as good as Fury, Usyk's, and Wilder's. I don't know. I think AJ's punch resistance is probably similar to Deontay Wilder's. There, I said it. I think either of those guys get hit. I think at this point, I think their chin is overrated. I don't think they're punchy, or I don't think they're just glass chin. I think Usyk and Fury definitely have a better chin than those two guys. See, if you want to talk about AJ's chin, you got to talk about Wilder's because Wilder got hit a lot. But then again, it's hard to really like compare because Usyk never hit Wilder. Therefore, Tyson Fury never hit Joshua. Well, not a professional fight, right? Not full contact, right? So we don't know. So that's hard to tell. AJ like Larry Holmes. No, he is not. Try again. I hope they make Joshua Wilder if Usyk is not available for the rematch. Blame Walker. I do agree. I hope so too. AJ doesn't do the shoulder roll and he don't got milk. Oh my God, I love the shirt. I am feel. Exactly. I am feel. I am very feel. Yeah, man. When I seen it, I had to get it. I've got a couple shirts that I have Usyk the cat. I have a lot of stuff, man. I give back. I like to give back. You know, I have Roy Jones Jr., Joe Louis. I got one with all the Cuban fighters. You know, I have a lot of stuff. Canelo, Roger Mayweather. Y'all don't know shit about boxing. I have so many different shirts because one day I have what you call, guys, I toilet a shop. So I'm on the John, on the Porcelain God, and I have my phone on me and I'm just looking for stuff and I always seem to buy some shit, taking the shit. You know what I mean? And then like when it comes, I'm like, where the hell did this come from? Then I open it up and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I do remember buying that on the John. Yeah, so it's a trip. David Haye versus AJ would be a good fight before Usyk starts. Nah, David Haye's out of it. Greg Hickey, love the channel. Appreciate you, brother. Did you see the comment Sonny Edwards been saying about Shane McGuigan? No, I have not. Happy days, I have not. Blank Walker, AJ has good athleticism, but he doesn't need to carry all that upper body strength. Again, it's not strength, it's just extra bulk. It doesn't help him do anything. If he can punch, he has the power. You know, I don't think he needs the muscle. Muscle is that shit that makes that builds perception. It doesn't mean that he's stronger. It just means he's muscular. That motherfucker just went to the gym. Don't mean he can't punch you and knock you out without that shit. Okay? AJ also needs to shut down Usyk's angles. Good luck with that, Facebook. Usyk versus Fury. Who you got? I got Usyk. Because Fury, if you guys seen my video today about Fury, you know he's getting bigger or he's stating that he wants to be bigger, right? So, yo, you want to be bigger. Really? You want to be bigger. So that makes you slower. In his mind, it makes him more powerful, but in my mind, no, it makes you slower. You know, but I mean, he's fighting someone like Dillian White, so that may help him. But then again, it may hurt him. But anyway, I see Usyk beating him, especially if he's trying to pack on weight and all that shit. You know, that's not a good thing. How did AJ win 4 rounds out of 12? He didn't lay a touch on Usyk. Okay, yes, he did. Let me show you. Akinbobola. Okay, Akinbobola. Let me show you this. Okay, he didn't lay anything on him. You don't get shit and whelps and shit like that if you don't get punched. All right, cool. Fury by retirement early. Smells like OTR. You're right about that, man. Justin Trouble, salute. Stay out of trouble. Wesley Gamble, hey Kurt, has any heavyweight been more fun to watch than Derek Jefferson? Yeah. You know, you got, Samuel Peters, you have Mike Tyson, you have David Tua, you had Ika Barabucci. Who else was exciting? You had Clifford the Black Rhino ATN, Lawrence Claybay was in the mix. I love ATN and Claybay. That was a classic. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting fights out there. You had Julian, the KO Letterlow, God bless the dead. He fought. Oh man, great fight. Usyk loaded good for a man. Just went 12 rounds with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. Jared Anderson will be the next world champ. You heard it here first. Ben Adams. I don't doubt that. How many top 10 fighters has Wilder fought? Someone educate me, please. Ooh. You heard the man, people. You know what I mean, fellow. You box for 12 rounds, you'll get a few off. Lucky if he wins 2 rounds, young man. Okay. AJ Sims a little crazy these days. Yep, I think he's just tired of faking. Among PvP, you can tell how long a person has been live on YouTube because it shows a red line near the play and pause button. Oh, okay. Usyk will be fighting for his country, so he'll be more motivated to beat AJ. Will Smith, do you really believe that? Nigel Edwards, great show, Kurt. Many thanks. Appreciate you. Hit that like button, brother, if you haven't already. Andrew Graham, AJ needs to fight Parker 2.0. I think Parker needs to fight Joe Joyce. I mean, beating Derek Chisora doesn't get you a fight with Anthony Joshua. I don't think. I wouldn't think. But Anthony Joshua did mention Joseph Parker. Again, so maybe. AJ also needs better coaching, in my opinion. Rob McCracken gave him a very simple instruction in the fight, which could be good at times, but at a higher level, sometimes you need more than simple instructions. Facebook, I believe you. That's why he went all over the world looking for more trainers. Blaine Walker, do you think Fury retires this year after the white fight, or is this another publicity stunt? Blaine Walker, there's no telling. That motherfucker might, though. I think if he retires, he'll come back. I think he'll pull a Floyd, Money Mayweather. Kurt, what do you mean when you say bars? Sorry, I'm from MS. We behind on everything. What is MS? Is that Mississippi? Minnesota? No, bars means when you rhyme. So if I say something that accidentally rhyme, like bars, I think I think the boxing world is prolonging the Fury Joshua fight, the real fight to come. Okay. I don't miss conspiracy theory Wilder. No, I don't miss him either. Neither does his minions. AJ needs to throw hooks to the body. Facebook, you're absolutely right. Chisora fought a better fight than AJ. Well, he's a different fighter. Styles make fights. Anthony Joshua should fight like Kamaru Usman striking wise. I doubt that. AJ is ready. I think he's pissed. And a pissed off AJ is a dangerous AJ. Well, yeah. But I mean, he was pissed at Andy Ruiz and all we seen was a boxing clinic. But then again, he was kind of mad with Pulev and he beat the shit out of Pulev. So we'll know and we'll see. Will Smith, take it easy, brother. AJ better to retire than take another 12-round punishment like that again. Nah. Fuck all that. He's got to fight again. Rock was undefeated. Rocky was better than Ali. Oh, God. Shut up. Did you ever go live with other channels? Yes, I did. Yes, we've went live. Blue Blood went live with a lot of people, man. Ring IQ. God Bless the Dead, Pep Talk UK, Pro Bees, Lady Shan, I think Sporting Icons, Boxing Voice, Boxing Wave, yeah. It hadn't been a lot, but it's happened, sure. James Ali Bashir is in AJ's camp. That's a good addition to the training team. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do a video on that. So why is Fury threatening to retire after the fight with White? He calls AJ a bum, but why not just take the fight? Well, I mean, he's I think that's just him being bitter about where's the MOD? Time out the spammer. I don't know. I don't know who the spammer is. Oh, AJ's secret weapon. Okay. So why? Well, I don't know. That's Yomi. Yomi, that's Fury. Fury does that. Fury absolutely does that. But I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Before I do, let's look at the stats, right? And we have 368 votes so far, and 60% says Anthony Joshua is not ready, but 40% says that he is ready. Okay. And I I'm gonna let that go. We're probably gonna reconvene. I got to get some sleep, but let me finish up these questions real quick. Do you think Huey Fury can beat a world champ? Most people think he beat Parker. Maybe, depends on who the world champ is. So if it goes to a lesser fighter or a fighter that he's more compatible with, that may can happen. But then again, I don't know, because Huey Fury is like a poor man's Tyson Fury in retrospect. Let's be real. He doesn't have punching power. He doesn't move as well as Tyson Fury, and he can be overpowered. But anyway, guys, I thank you guys for coming on the chat. God bless all of you. All of you. Please remember to vote. Hit that like button. Please subscribe. And everyone has been counterpunching. Peace.